Do you still think Spurs finish outside the top 8, says G? You know what? I really do like Spurs, what they're doing this season. I've said this before. People like to take you out of context. They like to clip you up. But the hardcore of this channel know the conversations we have week in, week out. For the last few years, Spurs have been unrecognisable to me. The boring football of Mourinho and Conte is not what I expect from Spurs. When I think of Spurs, I think of the Redknapp Spurs with Bale. I think, even Van der Vaart. I think about Ginola. I think about Gaza. I think about Les Ferdinand. I think about goals. I think about entertainment. Klinsmann. Barmby. I think about that side of Spurs. And they've not been that side for a long, long time. And the one positive I would say about Spurs this season is they've got that identity back. The Madisons, the Kulusevskis, the Sons. They're playing a brand of football that makes them watchable. And I'll tell you one thing for free. We don't really admit it. As rival fans, we don't really admit it. But isn't it nice when you support a team that plays football that everyone else sort of secretly wants to watch? They don't turn it off when it's on Match of the Day. Well, I wouldn't watch Spurs for the last 3 or 4 years, but I will watch Spurs now. And I think Spurs fans talking about Champions League football or winning a trophy, I'd sort of slow it down a little bit. Your next 2 games, we'll be doing them on That's Football massive. I think you've got Arsenal next week and then Liverpool. Those 2 games are going to be a real gauge as to what Spurs can do, because they've had some games that they should have won. They wouldn't have won them last year, but, after the start to the season they had, I expected them to get the results they've had in their last couple of games. Will they get top 8? As of now, you'd say yeah, but it's a long old season, and I think might be deluded. I see United fighting for 4th and 5th. I think they will bounce back. Chelsea, I said this about Chelsea. I said I think they're going to be the flop of the season. What's a flop for Chelsea? Anything outside the top 5. And I think this season Chelsea got a big job, Pochettino. So, look, saying Spurs won't get in the top 8 is really, really difficult. But what people don't realise is you've got Man City, you've got Liverpool, you've got Arsenal, you've got Man United, you've got Newcastle. You've got Chelsea, you've got Brighton, you've got Aston Villa, you've got Spurs. There's 9 teams. Now, Chelsea at the moment put Spurs in there. Man United at the moment put Spurs in there. But top 8 sounds like really offensive. Oh, you won't even get in the top 8. It does sound offensive, but don't be writing off Brighton, Aston Villa, Spurs. It's really competitive. I think this season, Man City are going to win the league by Christmas. I've said that all along. I think Liverpool and Arsenal will probably fight it out for second. And then I think you've got Man United, Newcastle, Chelsea, Spurs, Brighton, Aston Villa. That's all the way down to 9th. That's 6 teams.